Sex is a gift from God, but all gifts can be abused. I do not know who was the guy who created a gun. But I think that guy probably had good intentions. Maybe he thought that is a good weapon to use when two nations are on war. That is a good weapon for protection, self-protection. But the other day at Virginia Tech in the United States, a South Korean student took a gun and he flowed down. He brutally mowed down 32 people, including a professor of Indian origin. You see, he used what can be used for a good purpose. He abused it to cause so much havoc and destruction. The same way, God gave us sex, the Bible teaches, for a very good purpose. But we humans started abusing it. It all started with a man called Lamech. We read about him in Genesis chapter 4, verse 23. And my Bible says, Lamech married 2 women. His wife's name were very interesting. His one wife was named Ada. The other one's name was Zillah. And my preacher pals would say, Lamech had wives A to Z. A for Ada, Z for Zillah. Lamech started it. Lamech was the opening batsman. Lamech was the Adam Gilchrist of abuse, of sexual sin, of the gift of sex from God. God said very clearly, He said, a man, I'm teaching you English here, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife. Doesn't say wives. And they shall become one flesh, Genesis 2:24. But Lamech made that plural, and there began the abuse of sex. And soon, we have a story of the angels of God. They took human form, and when they saw pretty ladies, pretty women, they had intercourse with them. Children were born, and soon God had to destroy the earth, because every inclination of man's heart was only evil. And that was the result. That is the reason why the flood came. Whenever you heard a message on sexual purity, sometimes we turn our eyes off, turn our ears off, or we think, wow, I wish this guy who's dialing next to me in my call center, he was there to listen to this message. I know what all he's doing. Listen to me. Hang on there. I'm coming back to you. Here was a man. His bag is strapped. He's going on a long journey. He's going for a sheep shearing festival. He's going and walking and walking and walking and walking. And suddenly, has it happened so many times, guys? Has it happened so many times when you're all alone in a new city, when nobody knows you, when your parents are far away, when your youth pastor is far away, when your brothers and sisters are far away, when you're all alone, that's when sexual temptation hits you. He was traveling and he saw a lady standing there. She was a veiled woman. And then desire gripped him. And he went and had sex with her. And he was getting ready to pay her because he was sure she was a prostitute. And then she said, keep back your purse. I don't want money. I want a lamb. I want a lamb for my sexual favors. I guess he would have said, I'm sure you know I don't carry a lamb in my pocket. Okay, I'll send a lamb to you, but what is the guarantee? Okay? I want your ID card. I want your access card. And this guy gave the access card of those times, his walking stick and another seal. She collects it and then this guy goes and then he comes back. And then he hears the news, his daughter-in-law, whose husband was no longer alive, whose husband is actually waiting for one of his youngest sons to get married to him, his own daughter-in-law, this guy, was pregnant. This guy learned the news, his own daughter-in-law was pregnant. You know what he said? Bring her out of the house and burn her. Bring my daughter-in-law out of her house and burn her. How in the world can she get pregnant when her husband is dead? And this daughter-in-law was a smart lady. And she brought a walking stick and a seal and said, I am pregnant by the man who owns these. It was our daughter-in-law in that veil that day. I'm talking about Judah, the elder brother of Joseph. And I'm talking about Tamar, his daughter-in-law. And then this guy hung his head in shame. Hung his head in shame. You see, many times we think others are more guilty of sexual temptation than we are. The purpose of me preaching this message is not that you can throw stones at others, but you will look at your own life, allow the Holy Spirit to work in your this evening, and find out where is it that you need to align your life according to the Word of God.